Claire kept smiling through the toast because she had spent most of her life learning how. The ballroom lights were soft enough to flatter everyone. Wine glasses glowed amber across the tables. Ethan stood beside the microphone with one hand in his pocket, relaxed in the effortless way their family had always admired. He started well. Childhood stories, harmless teasing. Guests leaned in comfortably. Then he lifted his glass toward Daniel. Honestly, we were all shocked when Claire landed a guy like this. The room laughed lightly. Ethan grinned wider. She married way up. We all know it. Looter laughter this time. Claire felt Daniel's hand close around hers beneath the table. Not tight, just present. Ethan kept going, riding the warmth of the room. Growing up, Claire was the emotional one, the fragile one. We figured she'd end up living with 3 cats and correcting people's grammar online. Even their mother laughed at that. Claire smiled automatically because everyone was looking at her. Years of instinct took over before thought could. She folded her napkin once. Then again, Daniel said nothing for the rest of the toast. That silence unsettled her more than anger would have. On the drive home, the city moved past in blurred gold reflections against the windshield. Claire stared out the passenger window. He was joking. Daniel kept his eyes on the road. Did it feel like one? She waited too long to answer. That itself was an answer. A red light stopped them near an empty intersection. Daniel finally spoke again, calmly enough that she almost missed the weight of it. Has anyone in your family ever apologized to you without being forced? Claire looked down at her hands. The strange thing was, she couldn't think of a single example, not one. 3 days later, Ethan called 7 times before she answered. His voice sounded wrong immediately. Did Daniel talk to someone at my firm? Claire sat upright on the couch. What? Don't do that. He exhaled sharply. One of the partners called me in this morning. Only then did pieces begin connecting in her head. At the wedding, several people had recorded the speeches. Someone had posted clips online. Friends had tagged friends. Colleagues had seen them. Ethan worked in corporate consulting. Recently, his company had placed him in front-facing leadership roles involving workplace culture and client relations. Public perception mattered there in ways Claire barely understood. What happened? She asked quietly. They're removing me from the Henderson account for now. His voice hardened with humiliation. Apparently, the video raised concerns about professionalism. Claire closed her eyes. Not fired, not ruined, but exposed. They think I'm some kind of bully now. The sentence hung there. Claire thought about being 13 while Ethan read her diary aloud at Thanksgiving because everyone found it funny. Thought about college graduation when he introduced her to his friends as our family's future unemployed artist. Thought about every dinner where she learned the safest response was smiling half a second after everyone else. You were bullying me, she said. Silence. Then Jesus, Claire. It was a toast. That night she asked Daniel directly. Did you call someone? He nodded once, not defensive, not proud. I knew one of the senior partners from a case years ago, he said. I told him a video from the reception was circulating and that Ethan might want warning before clients saw it first. Claire stared at him. You didn't ask them to punish him? No. Then why? Daniel leaned back against the kitchen counter, exhausted more than angry. Because your whole family survives by pretending his behavior means less than it does. The kettle hummed softly between them. I'm not interested in revenge, Claire. He paused. I just refuse to help hide it. Her mother called crying 2 days later. You know how Ethan is, she said. He jokes when he's nervous. Claire almost laughed at the familiarity of it. 32 years old and still hearing the same defense, her father took a different approach. Your brother's career is under pressure now, he said carefully. Daniel escalated something private. Private. That word stayed with her after the call ended. Humiliation had always been private when it belonged to her. Only Ethan's embarrassment became an emergency. Weeks passed before she saw him again. They met at a coffee shop halfway between their neighborhoods because neither trusted a family dinner. Ethan looked older somehow, less polished. He stirred his coffee without drinking it. They think I have an image problem now, he muttered. Claire waited. I wasn't trying to hurt you. But you did. He opened his mouth with another defense already forming. She recognized the rhythm of it before the words arrived. Then, unexpectedly, he stopped. For the first time in her memory, Ethan looked uncertain. Did you really hate me that much? He asked. Claire felt something inside her loosen sadly. No, she said. That's the problem. His eyes lifted. I loved you enough to pretend it didn't hurt. Neither spoke after that. Months later, at another family gathering, everything felt strangely careful. People measured their jokes now. Measured their tone. Ethan asked Claire about work without turning it into a performance. Their mother watched conversations too closely. Her father avoided difficult silence by constantly refilling drinks. Nothing was fixed. But something undeniable had shifted. At dessert, Claire's cousins started making a comment about her being the sensitive sibling, then abruptly stopped halfway through. An awkward pause followed around the table. Claire looks down at her plate. Beside her, Daniel rested his hand lightly against her knee under the table. This time nobody laughed.